I forgot I muted myself when I got up and walked away so you wouldn't hear weird sounds, potentially. Nice. Oh, Lisa's back. Oh, I have nothing fun. True. He's like, you're awake now, doing things? Touch me. Oh, is it not quite hitting? The flavor's too mild or watered? That's also true. Dude, all this D&D, y'all. All right. I do believe so. Someone in a where right now is nighttime. Or if not nighttime, it is the afternoon. Let me open up some of these real quick. The links that you sent, so I have them in front of me, so I can follow along. But this way, I have them at least vaguely in front of my brain, especially the things that are in other languages. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, I should probably have the stream open so I can see the Hey YouTube. Our voices are absolutely being transmitted. It's a title screen, but they can all hear us. They can hear the pre-show. That's why Lisa responded to our question about where they're from. We've been exposed. Oh no. We absolutely thought no one was hearing us, but I'm glad that what we were saying was compliments anyway. It says something about our personalities, perhaps. I suppose so.
Wait, why don't I have your video up here? It was here a second ago. I swear. I swear to goodness. Okay, I fixed it. I think it's because I minimized the window. It doesn't like minimized windows. So I see my audio. I see your audio. Check, check.
Hi.
Cool. We're audioed in. Hi, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Lindsay.
And this is NingyoBINGO, where you keep on collecting dolls,
but never seem to win the game.
This is our first attempt at a Sunday stream, which happens to be the time that we both kind of wake up because we have both kind of early-ish morning jobs anyway, so it's hard to... For me, like, sleeping into 7 feels like sleeping in, because that's like an extra 2 hours, and it's hard to do much more than that unless I'm, like, sick or, like, I really partied or video gamed hard the previous night.
You say this is because of your job, but you have always been like this.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. There's one piece of setup I need to do on the chat. And
so that it appears?
Yeah, it's like I have to go to... Alright, let me do this over here. YouTube.
Don't mind our dust.
Yeah, right? I forgot.
We're trying something for the first time between the two of us here.
Forgot this was a thing.
Welcome your patience as we are getting ourselves revved up to go here.
Okay, just hit
on
this
podcast,
on mute.
This part.
Yeah.
This is seeing how the sausage is made.
Pop out chat, and then I take that URL
in the chat and bring it into the OBS.
Something
and then the
like
OBS
that.
We'll know that there's the chat, and then we'll have a record of things off to the side.
I wonder if that's just its own window anyway, and I can do it as a window capture, but then I have to change everything. Okay, how do I do this?
You've done it before.
Cancel.
I know you have.
Okay, properties.
Believe in you.
Okay.
And your abilities.
Okay, there's...
Sort this out.
There's this. There's ways to, like... And for some reason now you're not up, because I must have minimized you again.
I've been minimized.
Okay, wait. Gosh,
how alarming.
Okay, that's there. Now we're back. Now that's back.
Oh, fantastic.
There's ways to filter... No, why am I on the wrong thing? This one. Filter... I don't want to futz with this right now. We'll have to do it another time.
That is okay. I see something working. It looks like it's working.
There's stuff. I don't know. We're not going to worry about that. It's in. It's fine. We're good. We're here.
We're here. We're here to talk to each other. We're here to talk to each other about this hobby that we both really enjoy.
Yes, and also... Good morning. Good morning. So today I've brought several delicious breakfast drinks because drinks make me happy in the morning. One is...
Are you like that? Are you familiar with the beverages song on TikTok?
No.
With the beverages goblin? Oh. it's a good time. It's a very good time, little moment.
So I have
having a beverage to drink, a beverage to stay awake, and a beverage just for fun.
I am known to have several cups at my desk at the same time, and the drinks will layer. I have to prevent myself from doing this when I go out, because when I go out I usually have beer, and warm beer is not satisfactory. I don't know how the Germans do it, but yeah. So my coffee of the choice this morning is Joffrey's coffee, which I got from like a Home Goods, which, you know, it means it's kind of a little old to start, but, you know, whatever. Meh. So, but it's mint flavored, which is delightful. So it's like almost like chocolate with, like the experience of having chocolate mint is coffee mint, like bitter but minty. It's good.
You have a nice combination going on.
Also, Joffrey's is the coffee that Disney collaborates with, so I do.
Oh, of course. Is that the one where the Disney coffee came from?
Yeah, it is.
I see the origin story here.
I don't like my... That looks like more like human hair, but that's like not the way that any human ever wears headphones ever, which is like with their hair between the headphones and their ears.
Yeah. No, it's just something you have to commit to, knowing how this audio medium is made. For me, I have water.
Water is good.
Because hydrate before you dehydrate. And I have diet iced tea because of reasons. And that's all I get.
Yeah, the other thing I have in a very nice tumbler, not as exciting as the Chow mug, is this one I just got from Memora area in New Jersey. Cuke on the green. It's the first time I've ever had a tea with like dried cucumbers in it, which is fabulous. So from Rustic Earth Tea and Spice Company. Oh, they have a website, rusticearthco.com in Claremont, New Jersey. So, I don't know.
Don't dox yourself now, though.
No, there's nothing on here because I picked it up in person, so.
Oh, very good. Puke on the green. That is way too close to saying puke on the green for me.
Well, it's more like you're applying green when you... Anyway, but...
I'm not going too deep into that. I started myself. But that sounds like... I'm wondering how dried cucumber works out as a flavoring agent. Or is it just the flavor has been applied? It
works fairly well. Like, the bag itself smells like cucumber, and there's like... Let me see if I can get one on the outside so I can show it towards the camera. There is... There is pieces of cucumber in here, and they're dried out little chippy chips, which is very interesting. So it works. It actually definitely works, and it imparts, like if you've ever had cucumber water, it definitely imparts the same delicious thing. And with the green tea, it's not too like overbearing. So it does match very, very well. Okay, so we had a few items on the slate for today. Let's see.
Well, why don't we talk about, as usual, recent events?
Sure. So,
why don't we start there and tell people what we've been doing, because we did things, and more specifically, you instigated things.
Okay, so there was... So, we might have talked about this a little last time as we did things, but at Thy Geekdom Con, we had a booth, and it was a quite wonderful and interesting booth. I didn't prepare much for this talking about that, because that's like almost a month ago now. So I wasn't thinking about that.
It's still like more relevant than anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
So
we have to mention it.
So what I was hoping would be more like a doll convention style thing, it actually ended up being more of an exhibition style thing, which I think we have been invited back to the following years.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Say what we did and where and when.
Well, like, here, you help, you do things, I sip coffee, so language comes together.
Okay, so, NingyoBINGO, sponsored / instigated / Becca did this.
Oops.
A booth at a local convention to where we live over in Pennsylvania called Thy Geekdom, where they very generously offered us space in the dealer's room to just do a doll thing in.
A double space.
A double space, no less. So they were very generous about it, because I think they were very excited about seeing a hobby that wasn't one that was as commonly represented, being so actively interested in what they were doing. It's a very small con, but they were very lovely about it. They gave us a lot of space. They were very supportive. Anything you could have asked for. We had a beautiful, we were sitting in a prime real estate section too, so someone really liked us.
Yeah.
Right before you hit up Sally, in the way the layout worked out. Anyway, so we had this we had tables and we had risers, and Becca's sister was lovely, and we had a lot of help. And we also, because Becca's been networking, I guess, there's a lot of lovely people in the doll hobby on YouTube that just said that, yeah, we'd love to come say hi and like be part of this like impromptu doll meet exhibition, show what the hobby is to other people, pull in people from the hobby. So we had My Lady Disdain come by, we had Shizusan come by, and Kitten Cat? Is that what they go by? Yeah,
Kitten Cat Doll Shop. They sell accessories and cool little piercings and the like on their shop. I should boot up their shop so we can see it.
Disdain has a YouTube presence as well. A lot of these folks, and Shizusan, if you don't know who they are, I don't know how to help you. She's one of the most like well-known, I feel, like specifically smart doll hobbyists on YouTube.
Here, while we're
lovely to meet in person. I had never particularly myself spoken to them. Becca's been really forward in reaching out to others, but it was lovely to meet them and talk to people in the hobby who also like to proselytize about the hobby. Most of them are more on the vinyl side of the hobby, so it was fun as myself coming more from the resin side, but dabbling in the vinyl, and then Becca, who's done a lot in both, like just having conversations. Like there was a dull moment back there with all of us, and everyone brought a beautiful selection of their collection to share with the public. And we had such a lovely time just inviting people who would walk by in awe of the display of what's possible. And a lot of people go like, oh my goodness, I've seen these before, or I've been really interested, but I've never had a chance to see them in person. And it was just so much fun to take that interest and go, oh, well, if you're interested and you've never had someone to ask the question, like, we're here, let's ask me the question. So that was always like really, really fun and cool too. Most of what it turned into was people who didn't know about it or had just learned about it or had an interest for a long. Like, it was clear that so many people had seen and interacted with the hobby, but never really seen them in person or had the chance to really learn, like, where do they even come from, kind of situation. Yeah. So that was kind of like an education outreach about the hobby thing ended up happening.
Yeah, no, and it's really fun, and it ended up being a lot of cool networking too. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Am I here? Okay? Blue Ball Audio.
Speaking of which, I know you've been on Shizusan's interview before.
Yes. So right now in the background, I have his video of our booth going through to show everybody, but I can now go back in with the magic of screen capture, and we can go to Shizusan's YouTube page. Let me make sure everything looks right here. Cool.
There's me in the background back there.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this thing. Like, please do not go away, little window that I need.
So Becca's done an interview on his interview show before, talking about her experiences in the hobby. And next week, I'm going to be on Shizusan's interview show. Also, it's Friday. Gosh. I know what day it is. I have it in my calendar. But I'm going to be talking about my experiences abroad when I was living abroad and had the opportunities to go to Dollfie and the Volks, mostly the Volks side of the hobby and the resin Volks side, and what it's like to go and how you get there and the things you should kind of know before you do, and other things that are sort of unique to my experience, even though they're a little out of date, but a lot of it still applies. So that's very exciting. It's
yes.
for us in general.
Yeah.
We've both been, if you want more content from us, look for, as Becca's queuing up for us, go to Shizusan, SHIZUNSAN, YouTube page. Go back far enough and you will find Becca. Look for Becca's face and you will find her.
Yeah.
If you would like to learn a little bit more about Becca's side of the hobby.
On the window on there, the way that YouTube works now, then the curated videos, aka the ones that go through like actual like editing process, and then are imported, are here under videos, and then live videos are under this tab. So if you don't get a chance to see Lindsay's thing, or you're looking for
I found the date. It's this coming Friday from where I'm standing right now. So that's July 14th at 9 on Shizusan's YouTube. Or at 10. It's at 10. Oh my gosh. I have to be there by 9. But you guys, it's happening at 10.
Yes.
For an interview with him talking about being abroad in Japan and Dollfie and things like that from Volks.
Yeah, so that's how this works. So you'll be able to see all of that. I did go into the open mic night. That was one of the ones I did. Let's see. Pre-order, dolls in YouTube, dolls in conventions, custom face-up, resin dolls. Resin dolls was the one I worked on.
Shizusan doesn't have a lot of experience on the resin side. I don't think he has any at the moment for collecting. Hopefully we'll get into... I spoke to him recently as, like, getting prepared, and there's one in particular he's looking for, and we'll see if we end up talking about it when we're talking this Friday.
Is it Belle?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but it might be Belle.
I want to do a whole episode just talking about the evolution of Disney princess dolls, but it'll be fun but hard to research.
Even just Volks' relationship with Disney is an interesting trajectory to dig into, because they started out in the place of like, okay, we're doing one limited for auction for charity, and that's it. And then it's evolved to like limited release pre-order times.
Yeah, and
clearly, like, I feel like that reflects a tentative, like, let's try it out from the Disney side and the Volks side of like, let's do something special, see how it goes, because neither of them had really pushed into that space mutually. And then I don't know how much was it Cinderella they did initially.
Belle,
there was some ridiculous amount of money they made on that auction.
So here's the weird part. So I think there was a Cinderella and a Belle one-off, I think, but Cinderella definitely went on to, I think she was the first release of the series, but
it was one-off auction at like a Disney event.
But I think she had both the one-off and then eventually had the release that was actually a release. But Belle was one of the ones that are the one-offs, and I'm worried for Shizusan that the one-off...
They won't.
Right, because how do you keep things to be exclusive as a one-off when
exclusive?
Right, if you then make a general release.
That is something I'm also curious about, because typically if Volks does a one-off of something, they are not going to do, like, they are very mindful of what it means to own something that is a limited thing.
But also this is a unique scenario because this has never happened, because most of their one-offs are not licensed products.
Yeah, this
is
a very unusual situation.
So this is entirely unprecedented, and, like, I'm not sure. Like I said, deserves a whole episode. We could be on this forever. But
yeah, we did a thing in person, and people came, and it was cool.
Yeah, so there was that whole thing, and then I went to my next convention.
That's right.
Let me see.
TooManyGames?
Why does this always do the thing? Don't keep video. Keep video.
Keep video. Do keep video.
Yeah.
Do not lose the video.
Okay. Okay, so back to here. So I went to this next convention, which was the same convention center, different convention, which I'm lucky to live within 20 minutes or so of this.
Stop boxing yourself.
Well, like...
Don't say how close you live to things on the internet.
There's a lot of humanity within 20 minutes of this convention center.
They're very smart on the internet. Be more conscientious.
There's so much of my damn self on the internet. They can dox me if they are determined. They will find me.
No.
No?
We have to make it harder. Make them work for it.
I'm on Facebook. Like,
so?
It's not that hard. Like,
let's not encourage them. So you went to TooManyGames.
Yes. So at TooManyGames, it was really cool because Kira Buckland is there, who is the voice of 2B.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I wanted to make sure I absolutely got her autograph. So on day one, I went up and sat in line before she quite arrived, and then she arrived, and I was in 2B costume, and I was able to talk with her a little bit and get her autograph. And when I was there, I said, "Have you ever in person seen the 2B doll?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "Would you like to?" So I said I'd bring it the next day, but the next day I was cosplaying Beidou, and Beidou, as Genshin do, it just has a lot of pieces to it, and I'm not.
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of layers and a lot of bits.
And I do not have proficiency in makeup. Like, it is not. It's not one of the it's not one of the abilities.
Character creation?
No, it's not. It's not one of the skills that I have proficiency in with character creation. So I do not get my proficiency bonus, and
you just have to roll a straight out wisdom check for just gut feeling.
Well, I'm not sure if it'd be dexterity or wisdom. It feels like it's a bit of dexterity.
It depends on like what skill you're learning anyway.
Yeah. So D&D aside, so I didn't want to bring it that day because I was just so stressed with getting all the Beto in, and I knew I'd be in heels, and I like didn't want to put the doll, and I was worried about putting back the car, so I didn't go that day. But the next day I was Cloud, so for some reason I thought it would be
like when you're the most beautiful version of Femme Cloud in the world, which is called just Cloud but boobs. I love that version that you do. I just love it.
I tried not to be Femme Cloud. I just tried to be Cloud. One of the things that annoyed me one time was somebody's like, "You're such a good girl Cloud." I'm like, I don't want to be a girl Cloud. I just want to be a bit Cloud. And the best compliment I ever received as Cloud is I did like the male makeup and the shading, like the contouring and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was in a panel actually at TooManyGames in the past, and I raised my hand for a question, and they called on me, and I said yes, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry." And I'm like, because they're like, yes, the guy in the Cloud costume, and I'm like, yes, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry," and I'm like, no, that means I did it right.
This means you have responded to me the way in which I wished you to.
Yes,
correct.
Because right now I'm Cloud, and that means I dude.
I'm a dude right now, despite any other sort of thing going on. So thank you.
That being said, the binder that I originally had for Cloud was a bit tight, it's hard, and it's a really nice brand. Maybe we'll talk about it another time, but it's a sheet that goes from like here to here with a thick, like sort of non-stretchy canvas designed to flatten everything out, so you can spread the fat tissue as you will and make it more peck-like, so to speak. But I think I just am too big for that one or the size that I got. I'm hoping maybe I can...
The size might not be right, and they do wear out, so because the elasticity reduces over time in washing.
Yeah.
So it isn't a bad thing to revisit and get new ones that are... Because you should be able to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
like, I should feel comfortable.
I think I just got a too small one to start. So I did actually just from Doki Doki, because then I ordered a Dia costume, get a new one that actually is kind of like a half chest, and it has a center zip. The other one you have to like squeeze. Nice. You have to squeeze it on over your head at
and then you get stuck, kind of, and it's like
you're like because like the canvas is non-stretchy. Oh baby, please don't. Why don't you come here instead, baby?
Yeah, they tried to eat your doll's wigs again.
So he came up earlier and snaked between these two and almost knocked this one over. He's the best helper. This is Pizza Sauce. Pizza, come say hi to the lovely people. Are you licking the floor? Oh, I think he...
What good cat names.
Pizza, you coming? You just gonna harass me there and interrupt my thoughts?
Yes.
Okay, now you're... No, come. What? Up, down. Okay, there we go. We have a cat. We have a cat.
A cat has occurred.
A wild cat has entered the fray. So... Yes, baby. You can cuddle on your own terms. Yes. I know there's so many...
You're a strong, independent feline.
There's so many things on this table that need your attention, and yes. Please just show your ass to the video. just cat things. Yeah, don't futz with Megan.
You did too many games. You got the chance to... We got deep in the weeds, my dear.
We did. Okay, so anyway, I did...
Keep the thing going.
So that day I decided to reduce stress, not to wear the binder, but for some reason I decided that today that I'm going to bring a big ass like freaking Buster sword with me. I decided, oh yes, this is obviously the day that I should bring a doll.
Yes, you were correct. So you brought the doll. So
I placed the sword safely with friends, and I engaged in the line for a second time for Kira Buckland, who was able to see this doll for the first time. Meanwhile, between Saturday and Sunday, I was also browsing through the indie games. They have both indie video games and indie board games. As I walked through, I noticed there was one vendor who had something about a game about being doll-sized. It was talking about. So I went up and I started talking about that a little, and then they started talking. We got into talking. They're like, I always have this damn joke that I do. That you can have, the cost of my game is 30 doll hairs. And and he's like, I feel like you're the first person I've ever talked to that could actually do this. And I said, are you serious? 'Cause I can. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, double checking, because I will do this. And
we're both in the bit. I won't do the bit unless you actually want the bit.
Because I'm not gonna be here and being like, oh, here's all the doll hairs. Now I expect you to give me a thing for essentially, a bunch of acrylic strands. And he's like, no, this would be a perfect memory. I would love it forever. Please do this. I'm like,
oh, that's very sweet.
I'm like, cool. We have double downed. We have checked. So between Saturday and Sunday, and my cat is reaching for things on the counter. Why? Do I have to lock you out, little boy?
Yes, you do.
Why? But
I'm cat.
I don't want to lock you out because the air conditioning comes from that door. And it'll become intolerable in here pretty quick, though it is early in the morning. What? So, you want this girl?
Exchange was made.
You want this girl? So, this morning of Sunday, I went with a very small scissor towards the base of the skull and sometimes on the back, through every single doll that I own and about 2 wigs extra. Just because I have... I wanted to keep as close to the concept as possible because it should be 30 dolls' hairs from 30 separate dolls. That being said...
yes, I understand.
That being said, I have, I have floating heads. So, with the floating heads, I'm like, it's acceptable if the wig belongs to the floating head to take 1 hair from that wig. That is acceptable.
That's what they're for a moment like that.
That being said, I have at least 10 to 12 fashion dolls, so that went by pretty quickly. So 1 from each of the BJD and the vinyl, and then the fashion dolls, including a sparkle hair from a fairy purple Barbie. I couldn't quite bring my heart to taking one of the sparkle hairs from the Abby Abominable because it's too cool and I haven't played with her that much yet. She was in a
little
junk
bespoke
drawer.
That's understandable.
And then so I did that, and then from my childhood Barbie, the gymnast Barbie, which was the Barbie I asked and cared deeply for, who has joints, which was really my first well-jointed action figure-like doll, which was one of the first ones they ever produced like that. Not a lot of stability. Like somebody else I know, Tempest. So, yeah, in the end, I had collected doll hairs. I started putting them in a very pretty little mesh bag, but the hairs kind of worked through the bag a little, and then I put... It was a fine mesh. So as I noticed it starting to wiggle through, I put that bag, because it was cute and it was a nice presentation, and if we're going to do the bit, we'll do it nicely, and I put that bag into a Ziploc bag.
You double-bagged it!
I double-bagged it.
That's supermarket.
Yeah. So... in the end, on the same day, Sunday, that I saw Kira, I then brought the doll 2B over, and I said, here's your 29 doll hairs, and you may take the last one from 2B's head. And the transaction was done, and I received Potion Slingers. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody here that made this lovely game, longpackgames.com. But also I wanted to bring up the page that they have for it. Here we go, Potion Slingers, and then back to OBS, and then I lose you because that goes in the background, and
and then OBS does things. We're still figuring out how this works.
I don't know why. I wish there was a way to bring it back up every time. It's fine.
If you listen to our podcast, you must know we ramble. You must be here because you enjoy it.
Okay, so Potion Slingers. So it's a pretty cool card game here, and I haven't had the chance to play yet. It's cool because it is 2 to 4 players. So if you just have like a loved one at home that you want to have fun with it with, you can. I seem to have moved a different
always nice
frame.
An option to like, well,
frame
I live
window.
with you anyway.
Yeah, it's like captive audience. You're here. We're gonna be looking at some stuff. One of the cool things is that you can design a potion card, a fan art character creator, and you can contact the makers here. So it sounds like they're gonna try to make a digital version. It looks like it's coming soon on Steam. And
that's very popular these days because when COVID hit, then a lot of folks couldn't get in the same places. So a lot of board games that could be translated into, there's specific platforms that became much more widely used because it was a way to play games with friends who weren't in the same house as you.
Yeah, so
it's definitely a much bigger part of that space than it used to be.
So one of the cool things is you can do custom cards, and let me bring it back to side by side. Hey, it worked. So as promos given out at the convention, there are these stickers which are designed to go directly over the cards. I know this is all not very doll related, but we're getting there. They said that like take the cards that you hate the most within the set and cover it over. And they said now there is already a card that's like a ball of hair or a ball of something like that, but they said they're now going to make a card that is a bag of doll hairs. A bag of doll hair. Yeah, 30 doll hairs is now going to become a card for this game. I am proud.
Isn't that the beauty, though, of being able to talk to a small indie company and have a very specific experience with them, where it's not like it's getting filtered through the Magic the Gathering Hasbro monolith. It is, you're talking to the guys who make the game, and they're so tickled by what happened. They're like, we're just gonna put this in the game because this is just our thing. Like, what a fun. Isn't that what like creator meeting creators supposed to be like?
Yeah, and on the website here it even says like design a card as the homebrew station, draw a card and have it added to the game, which is very cool. And some of these custom cards that they've made, it says a wild homebrew is this one. This potion becomes a random potion from the homebrew list as soon as it enters the market or exits the trash. So I guess you scan the QR code, go to the page, and then you figure out which random card it becomes. Potions, here's a Doppio randomizer. Oops, again, another fun one. Potions loaded become random potions from the homebrew list. Potionslingers.com/homebrews. So thank you for my game for 30 doll hairs. Usually retails for $30, and I don't think this will be replicated. So please actually give them money and do not try to solicit them at further conventions with 30 doll hairs.
Not shenanigans. Shenanigans worked only once.
Unless when solicited they actually agree again, but I don't see that as being sustainable.
Let's not encourage this.
No.
Let's be responsible adults about it.
They said the Kickstarter did well. They have to pay out for the booths and stuff at conventions, but
oh, good. good. It was a Kickstarted game. I'm glad they had a successful one. That can sometimes be dicey.
So yes, that is my story of the $2 related things at TooManyGames, which you have not heard of yet, which is the convention I intended to talk about, not the previous convention that was much further ago. Yes. So let's see. I wanted to.
You want me to talk about things that happened in the week, doll related for myself? Because you asked me earlier, and then I realized more things had happened than I remembered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here, we'll do NingyoBINGO, or a local center, a local side, and then I need to bring you back to front, because some reason it keeps doing this to me. Discord here. Yes. All right.
Oh, I have a fun but sad story.
Oh, no.
Not really sad. So, as the podcast might not necessarily know, but Becca does know, I have recently fallen into a different section of the ball-jointed doll hobby, which is the plastic, ABS plastic, and otherwise like really bespoke artisan dolls that are fairly cheap to achieve compared to normal prices of resin. And in particular, I have fallen into the blind box energy, where my rule about blind boxes is you do not get them unless any of them are good, because then you can't be disappointed. That's my rule. I do not engage in them unless I don't care which one I get.
Yeah. Good rule.
And at one point, I ordered one of these. ANTU is one company that's been doing them, that do these beautiful, charming little guys, and they are fully strung, and they're very nicely designed. Like they're gorgeous looking for being mass produced. And I got a little winged centaur girl, and I got the green one, and she was cute, but the green was like the least favorite of them. But recently, Kika Goods, which is one of the resellers for these, was offering for an increased price, but they were offering specific ones. So I went, oh, because there's a purple one and a gray one, and those are the colors that I prefer to be in all the time. So I ended up giving into it at the time, as sort of like, the summer has finally come situation, because in my workspace that's important. So I have 2 more now. However, I'll get to it in a second. So now I'm going to shift myself so I can see what I look like, so I can move things into. I have this one now.
Oh, is it transparent in places?
Yes, it is translucent.
That's really cool. Horse butt.
And the way their wings work are these really lovely magnets. Whoop.
Butt check.
they're magnets. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I rarely can. Little tiny magnets on the wings, and they're actually fairly well set. Her hair, unlike my green one, her hair is also translucent.
Oh, cool.
So it has almost like a jelly-like thing going on. It's super cute. She has little hooves. Her little hooves are translucent.
Oh my god.
However, this one's the perfect child. It's the purple one, of course it is. However, this one, you notice, doesn't currently have some things on her.
Missing a tail? Missing question mark?
Not. The tail doesn't fit in correctly.
Oh.
The magnets on the wings are reversed. So they don't attach correctly.
Huh.
Instead of like snapping into place, they move away into the wrong spot.
Huh.
Because they want to flip because the polarity is wrong.
Huh. And is it designed that each wing has a different polarity, so you can only put one on each side?
Uh-huh. It's supposed to be anyway. So it wants to go to the other side now. Or be upside down.
So I know that...
So I have to fix that.
With just a little bit of acetone on an X-Acto, I've seen...
I am spooked a little
because
considering
it's
the material.
Yeah. But like
because this is ABS plastic. This isn't vinyl, it's not resin, which react a little differently to acetone.
Yeah. So like that's why when taking out like eyes in a Volks doll, it's like you like just lightly touch the so it's like the outside of it is almost like a It's almost like the X-Acto blade acts as a wick.
So it goes through
right, and it's like the tiniest, smallest amount.
Yeah. Because, like, at least they're accessible. They're not, like, underneath or, like, buried. They're right there.
I guess it would make more sense to work on the back of the doll than the wings, because the wings, when you're working on the translucentness, might end up being different. Yeah.
You see my problem.
Yeah.
They want to be backwards really badly.
And if you flip the wing over, it's not like it's going to work, because it'll just end up on the other side backwards. Yeah. Because the two shoulders are different polarities.
They're normally, like, 2 out of 3 perfect. 1 being extremely wonky is, I guess, a good odds. But I was very sad. I was like, no.
And then the tail peg. Why doesn't that one?
Just isn't. It just doesn't have the same. It's supposed from my experience with the others, you push it in, and it doesn't. It's not supposed to take a lot of force, and it'll snap into place. Like there's a little bit of a friction thing going, like a ball joint into like a ball socket. But I think the end part here is slightly misshapen. So it's too slender to achieve what it should be doing.
Too slender, so too thin?
Yes.
So it fits in loosely?
Fits in very loosely. To the point where it comes back out on its own. Maybe
just the tiniest little pebble of
little bit super glue.
Well, I was going to say...
I want to do that because it's supposed to turn around a little bit. That's part of its movement.
I would say almost the method that I used for the loose Volks ears, which is a tiny little bead of sticky tack, actually.
Ooh, sticky tack might be the way.
Yeah, and then most sticky tack is like non-reactive, so you especially always use the white stuff, the stuff without any dyes in it. But yes, that should help.
That's advice we'll give you for free.
So, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can fix that.
I'm just annoyed I have to fix it. I am not shocked. It is a mass-produced item.
Maybe.
And there was a person in the factory who just got their left and rights mixed up, which just happens. But it's sad that it happens.
Before you use acetone on it, or maybe in conjunction with it, put it in the freezer.
I was reading about the freezer trick to make the glue brittle so that you can get them out of there.
In addition to making the glue brittle, the metal magnet and the plastic expand and contract at different rates. There's a scientific term for this. I forget which, but yes.
There is one.
That's cool. And I want to...
She is more or less put back together. But...
Yeah.
I have things attached so I don't lose them.
So these are all tricks for getting things unglued from dolls, which I used for 2B's eyes as well, because I was like not infatuated with the basic eyes.
There's a lot that you would like to change on the Volks 2B. To be fair.
Speaking of which, side by side, so surprise, it's Christmas in July. Downstairs, within a cardboard box that I'm not going to unbox until I get my ventilation set up properly, is an Elegoo Saturn II 8K resin printer.
Is there really? I remember mentioning that you were interested in such a thing.
Yeah.
Had arrived.
Well, Jesse saw a sale while we were on vacation, and it is here. He says I'm allowed to play with it before Christmas, as long as I understand it is a Christmas present, which I absolutely will. I'm also excited to learn how to sculpt things and engineer things in 3D, both for my dolls and just for, like, around the house. Like, the stupid vent fan for my hood above my oven is so close to the filter that it actually cannot spin freely and bring the stuff through the filter. So, like, I want to engineer something that makes that a little bigger. There is a knife down at our place at the shore. That handle is broken, though that might be able to be fixed with something a little easier than that. Just stupid little things that I hope that I can work on fixing, but also taking all the fun free files from Danny Chu and figuring out those and printing those out at correct sizes, but also maybe taking one of those and editing it and then overlapping the in-game file for Tubi's face so it's completely screen accurate rather than the doll interpretation by Volks. Also,
ooh, that's definitely something they'll like do a small mini print just to check that it doesn't look stupid.
Yeah.
Life. Like there might be a reason Volks went the direction they did.
I mean,
that would be very interesting.
My cat is crying again. Hello, baby. Is there trouble? Oh, baby. You're fine. Baby.
She'll live.
Yeah. Dumb boy. You might hear him meowing. He just love. He just want love. So, speaking of which, switching things. I'll fix that in a moment. Web browser. We're back to web browser. Then I need to bring up Lindsay again. I swear to goodness, this...
I am also here.
Also me. So, on Jane's Doll Land, which is the place that you have previously...
I'm very impressed by them, by the way.
Yes, we should...
Solid. I've never heard an ill word against them.
Oh my god. My cat. Lindsay did, in fact, I mentioned it in the notes, but she did, in fact, obtain the eye after a short conversation.
I spoke to Jane's Doll and I was like, I'm so sorry, but this, if for those of you who weren't there, there's a previous stream where I received and unboxed a tiny fox Fibonacci, which is in the ABS plastic, close to mass produced, but kind of not. 1/4 size doll, and she's sitting right next to me because I unboxed her and I put her on something, and that's just where she lives now. She looks gorgeous. But there was a special eye for a certain type of pre-order that was like a cool, funky one, and it wasn't there. So I reached out to Jane's Doll Land. Immediate response, extremely gracious, absolutely knew what I was talking about. Was like, let me figure this out. I'll either throw it in an order for you or I'll just mail it. And I'm like, I wanted to get the high-heeled feet anyway, so I put in an order, and I haven't received it yet because we're waiting for things to come in, but I'll be getting it. And I was very impressed by how smooth and professional Jane handled it. And in general, she has some beautiful things available on her website. She's dealing with some dealers that are hard to access otherwise, and I feel 100% confident in giving her my money and waiting for my things.
Speaking of which, I gave her some money so I could wait for my things.
What did you put money in for to wait for?
Okay, so at Jane's Doll Land, if you have that link up, I went to the Imomo dolls, which yours was Tiny Fox. This one's Imomo.
That's Tiny Fox. No, so tell us a little bit about what Imomo is.
So,
what is the thing they do?
So they do several sizes, but what I was interested in was this 1/3 doll boy body, because let's be real, for vinyl, getting muscular boy body is a rarity right now.
So they do vinyl dolls?
They do. Well, they do ABS because it's cheaper to work with. I was told that if you directly buy them through AliExpress, you can get it cheaper. The deposit was $70, and I believe there will be another $70 down. Yeah, it says full price of this body will be $178. Which, you know what, I'm fine with doing that for Jane's Doll Land as a middleman, because otherwise I would have never have realized this doll.
Yes.
Oh my god, pizza sauce. Can you not? Can we go this way? Thank you. So,
I'm looking at it independently on my own right now, and it's gorgeous.
It's really good. So we can see that we'll see if I sand down the nips, though.
The headlights.
Yeah.
Borrow Danny Chu's terminology I don't particularly like, but yet end up using anyway.
It's a convenient. Oh my god, the cat.
Is this the same maker who made the one that your sister has?
Wait, one moment. I have to... Thanks, child.
I heard the Scrabble. I have not yet seen the video of the Scrabble, but I heard you scrabbling.
Local center. So the cat has downed the doll and is now going to inspect his work.
I have to make sure he did it correctly.
just what a little butt face. You happy now, buddy?
Yes.
He did this earlier.
Yes, he's very happy now.
He did this earlier to me. Could we not? I mean, at least it was the vinyl one and not the resin one, but still, like, jeez.
If you're gonna choose a doll to fall over, the vinyl is where you want it to land.
Yeah.
The vinyl bounces.
He's leaving. He's like, I've done my job.
I have done my work.
I have done my work. I'm leaving. I am
leaving.
Oh my god, asshole. I love him.
So looking at Imomo, it looks like outside of their 1/3 scale and their 1/4 scale,
back to web browser.
They do this like really cute, like mochi chibi kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
They're very like
Let's go back.
There's a lot of
shop. Where's Imomo?
Mochi is just the word for it. It's like this. It's like a little girl. It's like a young face, young body, but it's like very chubby.
Chubby. Yeah. Like
they're like they also have a much more like adult 1/4 scale as well.
Yeah. So they're very cute, but I'm excited for that. In addition, they do have a 1/3 style head. This shop is always a little funny with the back button. Let me go back to Imomo.
I think it's sort of how it's
view more 1/3.
These.
So we have these heads. I don't know if there's any.
This B.
Yeah. Which I.
$28 for a head. God damn.
I know. Well, it's ABS, so there's one with a.
Oh, it says PVC.
Yeah. So it's PVC, but so my end goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want.
Who is this destined for? What's the destiny here with this big bulky body you get?
I wish it wasn't so tall, but maybe the fact that it's not resin and it's ABS will save me a little bit.
Absolutely, in terms of the sort of the weight.
Yeah, so, the weight is a little rough.
Mine, she's 1/4. When I hefted her, I was very shocked at how genuinely heavy she is.
I wish I could.
She had resin-esque weight, which was very shocking to me. I was expecting her to be lighter.
But
she's very solid.
So, you know what doll that I wish a maker would make the most licensed?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to guess?
I have not a single thought.
Oh really? Cloud Strife.
Oh. Cloud's a twink though.
What are you talking about? He's a soldier.
Yes, but his design is a Slender Man.
It is ish. But like, especially like
it would be a good start for a Cloud, though. I do believe you're right.
I do think that if I could ever get my hands on a smart doll body, it would be more perfect. But
You mean the Smart Doll boys?
Yeah, but also consider that the amount of this body that will be exposed to the visual will be mainly the arm, and that arm looks about right for a Cloud.
It is about right.
And then
it's such a Dorito. I'm like, this is more of a Sephiroth Dorito than a Cloud Dorito.
Speaking of Sephiroth, so on Moonlight BJD House has these cool guys on pre-order. This Ving's heads.
Are you talking about Hawkley?
So that's on Ringdoll. We'll get there in a second. So these cool anime ones are available from Moonlight BJD, which definitely give me some Sephiroth like anime vibes. 100%. Like, I wish I knew how to keep this up. So that's really cool. So I definitely. Moonlight BJD is cool because it's a lot of resin stuff and accessories and atelier. That's hard for me because I'm not French. Atelier clothing and accessories, which is very cool. It's very fun to browse their website. Like, if we go to just accessories and we can just scroll through
the things that you were talking about.
Yeah, so now I can scroll through this in the background. Oh my god, it's almost like I know how to freaking podcast or something. So yeah, I definitely recommend this site. It's very cool. Once again, it's very nice to have someone. I'm sure if you could directly contact these artists, you might be able to get it for a little cheaper, but it's really, really cool to be able to get it and have someone be your liaison through language and country barriers.
Especially if something goes wrong. Like, everything's always pretty okay at certain points if nothing goes wrong, but if something goes wrong and you need to either reach out or talk about a broken part, having that intermediary can be so choice, because they also have like the shipping bulk and the shipping access to get things in ways that you can't as a company versus a private person. That's always very helpful. And like they're having shipments, so it's like, oh, you need another hand, I'll add it to the shipment I'm already getting, kind of situation can happen too.
Yeah. So talking about Sephiroth, here's Hawkley.
Ringdoll at it again.
So Ringdoll I had a lot of experience with because back when there was Doll Akon at Akon, that was one of the guests, and one of our podcasts, I actually got to translate, and they worked out getting me an interpreter. Like the coolest, craziest experience I ever, like I still can't believe like the cool, amazing, that entire series of interviews is great. And if iTunes is ever being funky about showing you backlogs, the oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it is. The Google like forum, that's not the word. Blogspot, I think we have. The Blogspot has direct links to the files. So if iTunes be funky, because I think they've been doing some stuff with things can't be HTTP, it has to be HTTPS because of security risks and things like that. So I might have to recode things to make everything pop up correctly again. But moral of the story is, if you want to listen to some of these episodes and they're not popping up, that's how you do it. But check out Hawkley. His other version didn't look so Sephiroth-y. This one straight up has a lace front, the little pop-up. I wish I could just buy this wig. It is an amazing wig. Look at this dude. He's so good. But that being said, my 60 centimeter resin boy, I guess it's technically 62 centimeters, is already super duper heavy. Super duper duper heavy. So I don't think I could. I don't think I can go that heavy.
I had an opportunity when I was abroad to interact with the Volks, when Volks was experimenting with another scale up from their SDGR. I don't quite remember what they were calling it at the time, but it was a body more in the scale of this.
Yeah, they had a few.
It was like, I was very complimented that the person I was interacting with trusted me to hold them, basically. I think because they were extremely heavy. It was one of those things where it's like, it was sometimes holding a BJD as you're walking around is like holding an infant, because you want to because they're body and they end up like kind of cradled in your arms. Holding one of those is like holding a toddler. It's like there's more going on, and you're afraid to drop them, but also feel like you're more likely to drop them. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it might be either the SD16 or the SD17, maybe.
Yes, it was the SD17, and it was an experience, but like you have to manhandle it, and I was like, oh, this is not a scale I don't think I can go into.
You have to handle the man.
yes, you may have to manhandle it. It's just the sheer weight and all the gravity you're working. It's just a completely different level of manipulation that's required.
When I had the Eiffel house for a little while, she was just hefty. Just a very hefty lady. So to complete out my week in dolls, or, you know, current event in dolls, let me see. We'll do local side by side. I swear I have it here. Local center. There we go. When I went to go pick up new strings, this one was on clearance. It's a pretty good scale.
Well, let you know, I can't see you except for on the delay on the video.
Oh, okay, because it doesn't show.
So if you need me to react to something you're showing me, it's going to take a minute.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I guess I didn't import the... I guess I could start my camera. I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum.
I don't know. I think you were having some issues with having it going to two places.
That's true. It probably would, because then I would be doing...
There we go. The stream has caught up. Ooh, that guitar is extremely cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to just very briefly play with dolls. So it's almost like a little small in scale. One of my favorite details about it is that it actually has little strings. And I had to re-glue the bottom pickup because it had fallen off. But this was $20 and I couldn't resist. I just re-glued it with like white glue.
Oh, very good.
So, yeah, if I get a more powerful computer, perhaps. Let's see.
Perhaps someday this is something we can accomplish. But for now, it's very cool to be able to see it. That is I love things in scale. Like, items in scale are just so cool. So, and the way you have to think about making something that is small, but is big, is really fun.
So I have several hands. This is the wrong side hand, but I guess she'll just be a lefty for this experiment. Here we go.
Your camera's flipped, nobody knows.
Yeah. So I'm putting on the gripping / I almost call it a gun hand because the one finger is out further. I have a gun being held in the other room, a pistol by my other doll. And let's see if we can make it look like as a lefty. Sometimes lefty flip their guitars. Let's see, it should be...
Oh, that's an interesting thing I hadn't thought about. Logistically, that would work.
So let's see, it would be kind of like... I mean, playing guitars are kind of awkward to start. We'll have to get her some... You know, it looks kind of good, actually. It's not too bad. Let's see, get you to face the camera. So, yeah, that's kind of how it would be. Like, your thumb would be on the back of the camera, your fingers would be curling over in order to play a chord, and then I do think if I use the fist hand on the other one, it would not quite, but almost look like in disguise that you're maybe holding a pick. Yeah, it kind of does look like
quite well in terms
you're
of
holding a pick.
Positions.
Yeah, it does kind of look.
Not too bad.
No, it does need a guitar strap so you can actually kind of just leave it in place, but it's very cool.
Still pretty cool. I bet you could very easily shenanigans up a guitar strap situation.
Oh yeah, there's.
Even just like take a screw or a nail and like that's of the appropriate size and get it in there so you have something to hook it onto, and then just like make a strap.
Yeah, let me see, get her sitting just so pizza doesn't come back and do a pizza to me.
We don't need a pizza delivery right now.
No. So it does actually have on the back a peg for a strap, and on the bottom there is actually a little peg for a strap. So that's cool.
That's extremely cool. Do you want to see what I got for you?
Oh yeah. Let's switch you to center. Local side. Okay, got it.
Speaking of which, I did a Volks order because I wanted to. And whenever I do these things, I always ask Becca if there is something she's looking for, because, you know, group orders, we live close enough, I can just bring it over.
Yeah, eventually.
Why bother with shipping separately?
Yeah. Oh. Ooh, cutie. So I recently...
It's huge!
Well, I got...
Pieces.
So I recently got a bag from Volks, which is what I brought 2B to and from the convention, but the only pillows I have currently that are of that size, because the Dollfie Dream does not come with pillows, it comes like strapped in, are brown, and I don't want to dye anything. So this is the, oh my gosh, I forget his Shiro something? Shirokuma, white
Which
bear.
Which also just means polar bear.
Oh, cute. I didn't realize that meant polar bear. That makes a lot of sense.
What else would you call a polar bear? I suppose. No, Shirokuma is what they use for polar bear. And he's got a cute little face there. He's still in his bag, so you can have that fun of unwrapping him.
Yeah, so now when I put things into
and there's instructions on the bag.
Aww. So now when I put my dolls into my carrier, I don't have to worry about them being stained or roughed up or scuffed or things like that. So
I like that they include, it's like a little sleeping bag situation where it goes over the head,
yeah,
so that it's like fully contained.
It's super duper cute. Super duper duper cute.
Then I also got something for me.
Ooh. What'd you get?
So I got my quote unquote what I am deciding is her summer outfit for my Volks girl, which is my only Volks resin piece.
Yeah, you have one vinyl and one resin.
Her hair fell off and is coming downstairs with her. So I'll put her hair on before she appears.
Yes.
Give her that chance. But she is a very special, unique piece, which I appreciate all the time. She gets to be in the best spot in my room for viewing, because she is the favorite out of all the resin. Because she deserves it. So here she is.
Oh, look at the jeans.
In the cute high-waisted jeans that were part of the most recent release. Not the most recent, but the June release of outfits. There was this really cute two-piece top situation, and then the jeans are really cute. The details on this are adorable. There's like tiny lacing in the back.
Oh, look at that.
The laces up, and she's like, the belt's this own thing that's like separated, and it goes around. It's like super cute and adjustable. It's the style line details are really cute. So this gets to be her summer thing for the moment. She's wearing the only really nice pair of shoes for her I own. Just goes for every outfit.
Super cute though,
yes,
and it's nice
it's very nice.
It's nice that they fit over the tight jeans.
Yes, I was very excited that this worked out the way that it did.
That's super cool.
I had to take her socks off just to get her. I couldn't have socks on while pulling on her jeans because they're so tight. So I was like, oh no. But she's fine, and I'm not too concerned about staining inside of the boots.
Nah.
So
that's amazing.
She's looking quite beautiful.
I love the tucked in little thumb there. That's great.
Oh, she poses like a dream. She comes sueded from Volks, so
nice.
She's Volks sueded, so that's very nice. And she's one of the newer bodies.
She is the double jointy. Yeah. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
They look fine most of the time.
Yeah.
Because you can, because inside of you're not as familiar with the slightly newer ones.
No.
Like in this mode, it's just a normal joint.
Right. And it
looks like a normal joint and has the aesthetics of a normal joint. So that works out fine. And then you can just move a little bit further. And it just sort of is what it is. I do like how... Oh, not Delph. They're not called Delph anymore.
Fairyland.
Fairyland. I like how in Fairyland they do add a little bit of a joint, like a point here, like the bent elbow kind of pointiness.
Because it creates the silhouette, yeah.
It helps the silhouette, and then their joint's slightly different. But I understand why this is chosen to be done the way it is.
If you would like to see more about the Fairyland/Delph bodies, please see our whole webisode on joints.
Yep, we talked about this before. We've talked about so many things.
We actually have a webisode where we showed it and showed pictures between that and an Eiffel House doll. Forever ago. Forever ago.
But the main thing is, if the joints are covered by clothing, you really don't notice.
So
she just happens to be very exposed right now, in terms of how she's displayed.
So I'm anticipating at least one more.
I really don't mind it.
Doll purchase for me this year.
Who are you eyeing?
So let's see. We'll do
keyword anticipated.
Yeah. So we'll go back to the web browser, and we want this. So Melon Pan Market
Melon Pond Market
is making...
That's new to me. What is that?
It is an artist doll, and they already did... They already are doing and have put out information for getting... oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. One of the ancients from Final Fantasy XIV, and now they are working on modeling Graha Tia.
Oh no, baby!
Best Boy. So Best Boy.
Oh, I see. I found their Instagram. You can find them on Instagram under melonpond.market.
Yeah, I have it
so that you can find them
here.
that way. I'll put a chat into the link. Put the link in the chat.
Yeah, so
others can find them as well.
Oops, that's not the right one.
Oh, look at you getting into like bespoke artisan.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to the pool.
So I did get one other thing from them previously because they had a kind of like off-cast kind of items, which is very cool. I'm watching me futz with things wrong on stream. Oh well. So we're doing it live. So Graha might come home, and I don't know if I want to make him a Graha or if I want to make him Felix, like my actual character, because technically it would be almost the same model anyway. You
have Felix in something.
I do, but not that version. It'd be cool if the head could just be compatible, though it has the ring on it, but it would be really cool. And
2 heads.
Let me see. So there was also
2 heads. Get 2. That's very unlikely considering the numbers that they're making, but what if?
They might just make it for the amount of orders. But let's see. There was a picture that actually showed. Okay, here's the pricing for. I'm hoping this is showing up correctly. Yeah, here's the pricing and information for guy that I'm forgetting the name of. Why am I forgetting the name of? But there was another picture that actually showed the cat ears. There we go.
I believe in you. I believe in your abilities.
The ears are a little big there in my opinion, but it's also, I don't know how that will look in scale once we have the,
It is hard to tell because what's happening in camera-wise, it's getting fish-eyed, where the planes of depth are getting shifted because it's so close to the camera lens that is being used that it's being distorted.
Yeah.
So it's likely much flatter than it appears.
So we can go back to Ningyo waiting room, one of these local center. There we go.
The way your camera lens in your phone works does have a fisheye effect to a certain amount to be able to get a wide enough view out of such a small lens. So when it's really close to something, it'll take a third of the surrounding edge of the image and will change it so that it looks a little pushed, and that's why it looks kind of wonky when something's really close to your lens.
Okay, I think now the stream should have updated and you can see the little robot girl I got. Like, I kind of want to paint lines on with like UV paint so that it'll glow.
UV paint would be very fun. Oh, she is so darling. There she is. Now I can see her.
She's like
everyone else.
She's like a hand length tall. She's like a dollar bill, 6 inches, 5 inches tall. Sorry.
I am so fond, as you can tell. I'm very fond of like the desktop friend size.
Yeah, I love it. So
I'm not normally into like the super cute, like that's not normally the aesthetic that draws me in, but there's just something about certain people do it in a way where I'm like, oh, but I want to have a little friend on my desktop with it.
So I think we're about an hour and 20 minutes. I've had a lot of coffee and tea. Why don't we take like a 5-minute intermission, and then we can get into talking about Volks news and a few other fun things. that have happened here.
That sounds like a fine idea to me. If you are currently watching, we'll be back in a little bit. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Say hello if you are someone who would like to. If you like to lurk, we love you also. The views themselves are very helpful to us. And if you're new and you would like to find out more or learn more or get updates for when we're on YouTube, because we're going to see how this format works for us, feel free to ring the bell, hit the like, you know, all the normal YouTube-y things. And look for us on any of your podcasting sources under NingyoBINGO if you want to hear our voices more, talking in a more constrained format. Right. So maybe go look at that while we are taking a moment for ourselves, and we will be right back.
Yes, I must. What goes in must go out.
There's one, I don't know who I got it from. There's a Twitch YouTuber, I think. Someone goes, time to cycle your fluids. Get a drink, do the other thing.
In and out. Okay, be right back, guys.
All right, see you soon.
Okay, we are back. Life is better. I can now sit comfortably without any dire functionality of my body screaming at me. Focus. Okay. So, Volks News has released its 100th issue. It is quite literally shiny. It is holographic in nature on both sides. On the one side, it shows a lot of their like V-Locker and model kits within the imagery of the 100, and on the other side, it's all doll little stuff in there. I definitely recommend, Lindsay, if you haven't got one, get one. They had their free shipping campaign, and it has come and gone, but it's really fun on the... it should be on both, and I heard that if you're a global member, you get them for free as long as you're like buying or something else and paying with it. You just kind of add it. I don't know, because I've actually never joined global. I probably should. Everybody says I should, but I just haven't. I have a fear that if people just stop buying from the Volks USA, it will then cease to exist. And I like it existing for like second chances on lotteries and stuff like that. So I don't know. So, obviously there's a lot of stuff in here. There's history things. They talk about each of the releases of the Vocaloids, and Kirito is shipping now. And should be... I think some people have already received their Kirito. And... So, I don't know if anyone else has already picked up issues or ever owned one, but it's kind of cool because they show like a calendar of expected events and of the year. Also, I'm showing off my nails. My nails are from Color Street, so it's like a stick-on kind of... sticker kind of thing. It's actually not gel. It's actually still acrylic paint, but it's like all the layers together and it goes on like a sticker. It's a little thick, so as it grows out, there's like a ledge that's like so brain I want to pick at it because it's like a piece of edge of thing. But I love these because they both remind me of fireworks and of like Lisa Frank. Even though that Lisa Frank as an individual sucks, I do like the art that group created. In fact, yes, here's the page talking about the 25th anniversary. Yeah, so it's a very fun one. I like, on this page we have a very Sephiroth-y looking boy, and also the almost the same colors that I made Maya in, with the red hair and then the sun toned skin. But what a lot of people look forward on these releases is just straight up. So it goes into updates for the full custom system. It talks about the updates to the Dollfie Dream F-cubed body for the mini Dollfie Dream. And then, of course, it starts getting straight into releases. Now, for the releases, rather than shoving a book up, there may or may not have been someone... Yeah, so they might have sold out at the moment, but... So... Yeah, it'll probably come back eventually, but, you know, eventually. So, here is scans that we have. We can show a little of... Oops, I scrolled in it. Yeah, so... Let me make sure. Did I lose you again? I lost you again. What is... Yeah, I can... If I click on that, does it... Yeah, I don't know. We're going to do our best. Your audio should still be in there, but... Right. Because I need to click on this window. Yeah, so if I click this little arrow to the side, then we will... Yeah, and apparently it takes as much money to ship the furniture as it would to ship a doll, so in costs. Yeah, and yeah, so got some goth style, dark Lolita-esque stuff. This very twins, like, interesting, like, it looks like it should be in a horror movie. Like, was The Shining? The Shining definitely had some twins. Yeah, this... Yeah, this has that vibes. Yeah, and they do have some bigger sizes in it as well. Then we get this nice contemporary outfit with this her face seems like an anime style face paint. So it says SDF 107, so it's one of the FCS dolls. And then one of these is on a Dollfie Dream. It's just not shown here, but I think this is the 107. Then we get more contemporary stuff, including this very summery hat. Yeah, we got chiffon. Oh yeah, definitely get one of the yukata. Every time they get one, so I'm not tempted to get one because I already have too many. I already... Oh no. Why was my desktop audio muted over here? Oh no. Well, hopefully...
I like the ones they're doing that they're showing on the Vocaloids. That is... Kirito's is a very cool.
I don't know if audio was coming through, but oh well, I will figure that out. I guess when I mute...
talking to a ghost, potentially.
Yeah. Apparently when I mute desktop audio, it mutes it on all of the things. Oh well, it's fine. This is fine. So, oops, yeah, the yukatas are great.
Cut me out.
This is...
I don't know if my voice is back yet.
This is fine. So we're back to yukatas, and they look amazing. You need to get one so that I don't need to get one because I already have a million. I have yukatas. I have other ones. I have enough. I have enough for everything. I'm so sorry that I had you cut out.
Oh, you're good. I really like the semi-weird the future from the viewpoint of the 90s as clothing. That they have the vocal wearing.
I know. I definitely... This is going to tempt me. The see-through stuff. The pieces are all very cool. This one with the flowy bottom cape part. This uniform, like, bust part. What does it say? Dollfie Dream's sister, boy, Dollfie Dream to large. Not Dollfie Dream.
It's up for SD and L, everything up from SD and taller. So
yeah, it doesn't have the dynamite, but
dynamite is a whole thing.
Yeah, okay. This one fits Dollfie Dream Dynamite, the one with the two zippers down the line of the chest. Yeah,
the fashion lines.
Yeah, so that one fits. And here's Kirito showing it off. It's all the Vocaloids showing these off.
They know what they're doing. They're like, this is a vibe that matches something that came out of the early 2000s.
Also, look at these glasses. I didn't even pay attention to these glasses before.
The glasses are cute.
And it's hard to get glasses in like a very good scale. Also, these like garter belt-esque little extra pieces on these leggings. Yeah, they're great.
That's beautiful little detail.
This one is Dollfie Dream 20th anniversary strawberry cute thing.
They don't normally go for this style, but I love this.
I want it for my girl. So what do we got?
Oh my goodness, the vest has tails on it.
It does, and it fits. There is a version that fits Dynamite.
So Dynamite would be your 2B?
Yeah, I want 2B in this.
Oh, she'd be so charming in it.
I know. She deserves to wear nice things. She doesn't.
Yes.
Oh,
you have to get the bag and the shoes.
Yeah. It's gonna be expensive.
Get the shoes.
I do. I wish they had Dollfie Dream feet that were heel feet, but it wouldn't matter much in here because it's not like a sandal. But if you get things that are sandal-like, it definitely helps to have a heel foot. So come on, Volks, catch up to Danny.
Yes.
Give us some heel feet for our Dollfie Dreams.
The accessories are
also, give us tabby feet for our Dollfie Dreams. So all these accessories, and when you, I've already bought one set like this, so when you buy the Geita, it comes with the bag, the little cinch bag. So then we're back to the front on there. Now we're going to look at the next one. So now we have this next section, which is all these kind of like fantasy wizard stuff, which kind of been going with a lot of the stuff they've been doing.
Oh, it's I can't read what they're called.
Comes with a witch hat.
It's a wizard hat, excuse.
Yeah. Wizardo, hato. Wizardo, yeah.
The outfit is Oracle's outfit is what they're calling it.
Yeah, it does.
There's the lady of reading the stars, or like that kind of.
That makes sense because we have the little moon on the bottom little part, and then we have the necklace on the top, and I closed it out again. So here's the next one.
I think this outfit's really cute.
Oh, you can actually get that little oracle wand thing? That's cool. 3,300 yen.
The luminous rod is what they're calling it.
What did they call it?
The luminous rod.
Luminous, okay.
Luminous rod. A staff like that is usually called a rod in the fantasy nomenclature.
Yeah, I remember rods in Phantasy Star Online, so... It looks good on the boys. You get that little midriff kind of thing going on here.
The boy version and the girl version. It looks like. The boy version, the only difference I'm really seeing between them is the boy version gets a coat, which is like, come on, let me have a coat. And also, like, the midriff, instead of having a point, is just straight across.
Yeah.
I do like that they're very close to each other instead of being wildly gendered.
Yeah.
So, it's nice.
Yeah,
and
like...
they have ones for the big boys, too.
Yeah, no, I love it. This is great. Then we get into some pastel poofa.
I love these fucking skirts.
As shown with Sakura Miku and Snow Miku as the models. My sister and I.
I was very tempted by Sakura Miku.
I
have to admit.
I think my sister currently has for sale a Sakura Miku pillow up on her Etsy. Katazua.
It's specific. It's not. I'm not a fan of Sakura Miku exactly. The design as a Volks doll was very
yeah. I like the Snow Miku, but that would be terrible because they come out with an outfit every year, and you'd be like,
No, they do like an outfit every year, and the outfits are really good. And they did one from one of my favorite videos, which is I can't remember names of things to save my life. But it's like a train conductor furisode kind of thing. It's very, very cute. It's my favorite one, and they did it. I was like, come on.
I wish I could keep your thing.
Oh, I really like this like baby blue outfit they're doing.
Yeah, it's super cute. Oh, here's the next one, the baby blue. Once again, nice little contemporary outfit. Once again, having the little false garter belt-like thing on the They did that once before, and I think everybody went gaga for it, so now they're just like, yeah, we'll release a shit ton of them as separate. And they're pretty affordable, 1,430 yen for the Super Dollfie MIDI, so the MSD, and then SD is 1,650 yen.
Which is about $16, $17.
Mm-hmm. Except actually less now because the exchange rate is, yeah.
Well, that's for the socks are 15 and 16 respectively.
Yeah.
The actual outfit, which is separate, is running around $77, $80.
Yeah. So these are cute.
They're so cute, though.
Here's the furniture that you were mentioning before.
Couch.
A couch. One of these days I'm just going to make something like this. And finally we have the cute, this thing is tempting. The,
the skater diner.
Yeah.
Like,
the,
soda shop girl.
Yeah, soda shop girl. Yeah, like, there's a word for it, but yeah, like, it's so cute. I think the wheels don't roll, so you can have some stability, but...
Honestly, it's like, on one hand, I'm like, oh, but I like things working when they're miniature, like the way they're supposed to work, but also, can you imagine trying to get her to stand?
So they show it without the petticoat, then they show it with the blue petticoat that was shown with the Mikus before, and then they show it with this pink petticoat.
Yep.
The blue one is super cute, but...
The blue one is the look to go for.
So I think...
The blue one is the look.
what do you call it? The skates. I think they are member exclusive, so global member / Volks premium, whatever.
Yeah, usually those kinds of things are.
Yeah. So then we get into some undies, which I won't stay long on, and then we get into this guy, which is USD carriers. The USD carriers, which are very, very cute. So
you can cover their faces,
which is something I like. So I'm gonna go back to main camera on. Let's see, local center, and then I will get your face back in here. Fabulous. All right. So I actually have the existent one, which started this trend, which is the shrimp tempura one.
That is, to be honest, that is the best one.
It is, because it's like the exact shape, though the sushi ones are very cute. But this one didn't end up having, it showed it with you putting your own face cover protector in, but it didn't have that. So I will show you all a demo of what this is like. So it comes with 2 different size straps. One is like a little strap, and one is this larger, like over the shoulder strap, with very nice clasp, I have to say. The texture of the tempura is kind of like Sherpa. And the zipper only goes that far. So therein lies the rub. All right. So I'm gonna untwist my dolly so that they are, here's Megu, an actual Volks doll, one of a very cool limited release they did forever ago. And you kind of have to shove them in, and the inside has a nice white interior to not futz with your doll, but it also creates friction, especially on any fabric. So you kind of gotta shimmy them in, and then if they have a wig on, you have to worry about futzing with that as well to make sure their wig doesn't end up undone. But I am ending up kind of pushing her by her head to get her all the way. Then the zipper is directly by all the hair, so you really got to make sure you get all your hair nice and contained and away from the zips. And then you can zip it up. And the cat is playing with the strap. Perfect. Cats. You know. Alright, so then you end up, and I gotta adjust the face with Tempura Baby. Yes, Pizza, you gonna say hi to everyone, or you just gonna sit on my lap? I don't even remember when this cat got on my lap, but they've been here pretty peacefully for the most part until I dangled a strap-like item by them. So that is that. So my complaints are zipper ends up directly by the head. But either way, when you're putting a doll in or out, unless it zips all the way completely, you're gonna have that issue, because it's either gonna be on the way in or on the way out that you're gonna be on the wrong direction for the hair, and then you have to kind of shove it in.
Like, that doesn't work.
So I kind of wish it zipped all the way, but then you would, well, they chose red for the zipper, which is a very nice noticeable color, so you can see where it is. But if they chose, I think if they went for the a hidden zipper, which might tangle in the fluff a little bit more, or if they went for a zipper that went, he just on my cord for my headphones, if they went with a zipper that kind of went all the way around, it would be easier to place and remove the doll without hurting them as much. So let's see how they did this on these guys, if it shows. I think the zipper is the same. I think it just...
My impulse and the way they're displaying it is it's the same, because the, much like with real sushi, the rice is separate from the stuff on top.
Yeah, so it definitely looks like...
a piece that you can either have on the back or on the front to protect the face.
Yeah.
So it's like movable, and then quote-unquote narrator around the middle as an elastic band that holds the cover in place.
Which is very, very cute. Once again, short strap, long strap for the OSD. So that is quite cute. Next,
extremely charming.
Next page, we have this very cool zip out. I can sit in this very clear bag, which is very cool.
It's very interesting to see a bag that is absolutely meant for display.
Yeah, and it even has this little pouch on the back so you can sit on top of the luggage as you roll a luggage around, which is very,
very specific to how events go in Japan.
And then
when you're running around and you have a bunch of stuff, like, this is definitely explicitly aimed at the way things generally work. If you're bringing something to an event, you do it stealth most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually called, you see a flock of people with pull rollable suitcases that inside which are all of your things. And this is like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is a very Japanese event related thing to do.
And one of the things I think is cool is the back has like a slot in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the slot in the back, you can put thin things like they show the Volks News, they show a brick thing, so you can actually put a background in there. Now I'm thinking
this is very fandom focused. I would not be surprised, Becca. Okay, here. This is what I've noticed with Volks when I was there.
Yeah.
At Volks events like Dollfie, there is a giant quote unquote artist alley section where the fandom and the customer base and their creations are on sale, just like in an artist alley, but it's all Dollfie stuff.
Yeah.
When you go in there, what you see a lot of mysteriously ends up being the vibes of their next releases. I guarantee you this has been happening already in the customers attending their events, like doing this kind of thing. And why don't we just make something for you?
Now, one thing I'll say is this guy, I don't know if it's going to show on the screen, but where? Then here, then I have to bring you back. Great. The cost is 9,790 yen, which is
$100.
A lot for a vinyl bag.
It is a fancy vinyl bag with a really good zipper.
I wanted it, but I didn't realize what price it would be. I think I would pay upwards of $50 or $60, but $100 is too much.
Well, for around that or less, you can get just a plain old vinyl bag of a similar
right,
dimension.
And I can sew in my own damn thing in the back. I wanted this so I could carry them around easier and display them without like holding them up and futzing with them, so I could just have them like under my shoulder or things. They're also showing that all the dolls that they're showing
are small.
I think are tinier. Yeah, I think those are all USD. So
they're not USD. Those are the MSD.
MSDs. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, good. I can scroll up and show. So I don't think you can put anyone much larger in. I don't know. The one thing has their foot kind of ending before the end of the bag. I would have to sit down a doll and.
I think a SD.
Wait a minute.
Fit.
I would have to sit down a doll and measure. Conveniently, I have this.
It does tell you the dimensions. It is 44 centimeters long in the dimension that you're concerned about.
Okay, so let's see. Local center. So, I think the smart dolls are a little longer. However, specifically in the legs.
Mm-hmm.
However, let's find out right now on camera. 35? You said 44?
Yes.
I think you could. What's the?
I absolutely think you could.
What's the height you said?
The height is 34. 34. They might top out.
Sitting this girl's around 29.
So a smart doll at the very least does fit.
And I think if a smart doll fit, any Dollfie Dream Super Dollfie 60 centimeter would probably fit. Though I would probably be with vinyl. Vinyl tends to tear eventually. It becomes brittle, and it will eventually tear through where the stitching is. Usually, the lighter dolls I think would be better. So let's see. what else do we have for this release? Going back to here, going back to
But TLDR,
Webras.
I absolutely believe people are doing this already with cheaper Ida bags, and they're just making an offering because they keep seeing it.
Yeah.
Why not make the money yourself if it's already happening in the fandom?
Yeah. I wish I would focus. My camera has just decided. Okay,
Also,
there we go.
I saw that. I never quite noticed how much the doujinshi event goods people tend to be making end up reflected in the goods merch that the companies make.
Huh.
A lot of the more stealth is how I refer to them merch that companies make are directly pulled from what the doujinshi folks are already doing.
So this is very cool. So I think we just have 2 more
Shoes. Oh, there's a really cute accessory. It looks like an astrology book, and it's a bag.
So, which is funny because Baby the Starshine Bright, I believe, has totally made
That's
one.
That's what I wanted. They're calling them fortune teller outfits.
Yeah, and I like how the toe turns up just a little bit. Are you trying to escape, baby? Oh, my headphones. Okay.
It's extremely charming.
So these are
They
very
so
cute.
Cute.
Very cute. So
Volks shoes are so freaking cute.
So, that's all of that, though. Here on, I think I can now bring you back in. Cool. So, here on the, Volks, what do you call it? Instagram, Volks_Dollfie_event. They have several accounts, but they'd have one specifically for event releases. They are showcasing a lot of extra photos of all these outfits, which look absolutely fantastic. So definitely would recommend browsing there if any of them tickle your fancy to see if they fit for you. We didn't spend that much time on the updates to the Dollfie Dream, mini Dollfie Dream body, but she's
we can talk about that on its own.
Shizusan covered that as well. So I think he covered it well enough. We don't have to reiterate on that.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, when it comes to vinyl, that's a well-covered space.
That being said, so there's that. I swear I had another. Aha, Tenshi no Sato.
Sato.
Sorry. My damn English.
I'm not always very good at my pronunciation either.
So they are doing updates to the full custom service, including new heads and making heads available that were the Sumika heads into the other one. The main new update I saw was they are now doing white eyelashes, and I think you can now do what's called double eyelashes, which I think it's gluing 2 on top of each other for additional effect. I didn't see any examples of them gluing on lower lashes, though. They seem still painted. The white lashes are quite cool.
They're very cute.
Yeah. So that's a nice new addition.
Matsuge Nimai Toriska. Yeah, it's double lashes.
Yeah. Then we have prices, which I think kind of remained the same. They
haven't changed terribly.
Not within the last 2 years.
Let's see. It's usually they've really made it. They separated out doing the custom makeup though.
Yeah, that was
it's
the
like
big
$300 upcharge.
That's the big difference, is that if you want custom, you're gonna be paying
extra.
Yeah.
The base price is now where the price used to be, and to have the full custom service with fully custom makeup is a $300 charge on top.
Yeah. So now the base price of what you're getting in Japan for a base item is almost similar to what you would pay in the US for the online FCS. So they made them more analogous, more like the same.
Analogous?
Yeah. Similar. We're going with similar. Yeah. Okay. Sorry I had you booted out before. I feel so dumb. It'll be fine.
You are fine and we are fine.
Yeah, if we had some more people alive in chat, somebody would have let me know, but oh well.
And even if you're watching and you're not, that's okay.
Yeah.
We like you anyway.
We like you anyway, but I mean, this is perhaps our fault for choosing this time.
it's a long haul to go through
Mm.
all of this.
Yeah,
And we're not editing it down to our nice and snappy format.
Yeah, because we we went 9 to 10 and now we're 10 to 11. So
that's a long haul.
That let's see.
I think that brings us,
to the little
done
video.
Some good sharing and updating.
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to show was this amazing little video that they showed, and can I turn on the volume? Great. It's an Insta Live from Volks Dollfie event, which is really cool. So let's see. I wish there was something on this thing where I could edit the amount of volume coming from this one specific window, but I don't know if I can do that. So this is like what the entrance to Tenshi no Sato looks like. Nope, not that one. So what you might not know is that Tenshi no Sato, actually can't edit that audio. So let me go here so I can hear myself as I talk. So Tenshi no Sato is built in an old Japanese artist's garden. So they're actually touring it. The main building has the FCS center, the shop, and the museum. There's actually a little artist area outside where they do modifications and doll doctor. On the right here where they just walked past is the visitor counter where you kind of check in. Most people that aren't one of the special members actually need to make an appointment to visit, which is what I did when I was in Japan for 4 months, which enabled me to be, at that moment, a resident and enabled me to order Maya because I had a mailing address. They have the welcoming doll, the mother Dollfie there, and you can see out into the garden, which is really super cute. They have this little welcoming area. And then to the side here is, I believe, where the cafe was, which, yeah, that's about what I remembered. So in the cafe, there's a window, and that seat right there is the seat where my husband and I sat awaiting. We ordered cake, and then right as we ordered the cake, like right then, they actually called my name and number to go down for FCS. So I had like 2 bites of the cake, and then he went downstairs, and I went, and he finished up the cake and then met me, which is great because between the two of us, I can conjugate and he remembers the words. So between the two of us, we can speak Japanese. So that exact table right there is where we sat. Yeah. I wish I could split out this audio, but I'll figure that out another day, another time. I tried to figure out how to pull the audio from Instagram, but Instagram is nice about keeping people's stuff that they own without other people being able to buy it. So there's cute little doll-sized food, which is super amazing and super cute. Yeah, she just said doll-size. Like, so super amazing, super cute.
If you are able to swing it, highly suggested. It's very fun.
Even if most people can't do the full custom part of the process, but I still recommend visiting if you go to Japan. Go to the doll mecca. That's the other doll mecca rather than Smart Doll. Smart Doll hasn't opened its doors yet again, but Tenshi no Sato is open, and it's a beautiful garden on top of being a friggin' Volks. Super cool.
It's just gorgeous in general, just like in most of the area around there.
こちら余ったナッツを中に入れて食べるのも美味しいそうですよ。
They're talking about nuts, which I'm guessing is nuts. I had to
Yes.
figure out how to say allergy. Allergy.
Allergy ga arimasu.
Yeah.
I have an allergy. I cannot eat this.
Mori natsu allergy ga aru dakedo.
Oh, you remember? That was very well done.
Yeah. So they're going to head downstairs to the full choice service. So this is the exact path I took. The exact path I took when they called my name from that exact seat. It's funny. They're retracing my steps from 2008. I guess more than a decade ago. So on this level, is this where the museum was? No, this is where the shop area is, I think. And here's a lot of the things displayed for the current collection. Because the shop area was very close to the entrance for the FCS area. Check out over here. I think that's the current welcoming outfit, the black with the red.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, they changed it recently.
Yeah, which is
They like to update it now and again.
and the very muted tones against the kind of red, like wine red, pops very in a very fun way. Look at this little doll just lounging out on a full-size chair. Super cute. Oop, and that was a cut.
I'm always very impressed by the people who do the diorama displays with all the dolls. They are always so beautifully posed and placed, and they're just really darling.
I know. It's some of the stuff that I want to do for our next exhibition, doll exhibition. So here's the FCS, which unfortunately us in the US cannot do unless we are residents of Japan with proof of residency in Japan. Unfortunately. They even when I ordered, I'm like, I'm gonna be here for this much, just as a backup in case you're back. I'm using my teacher's address so that they can help me, which they knew my teacher, so they're like, okay, they've made orders before, they're a reputable customer, so like
I should hope so.
I had to, even I, as living there for 4 months, had to jump through a few hoops in order to ensure that I got my doll.
You mentioned dropping his name, though that wasn't what you were trying to do, probably helped.
Yeah, yes
The
and
way
no,
things
yes and no. But
Say people who, like, it's
he was
as much as in any other situation, in the sort of way things work, that wasn't a small deal.
Yeah, so I was like, here's this reputable customer that you know and you do business with, and I am fine. So they're showing some of the new dolls and the new ones. I love the pale on pale look. Oh my god, if I could order a pale on pale doll.
Is one of my, that's part of why Fibonacci is the one I ended up with from Tiny Fox.
Hoshi desu.
It's very reasonable money, Becca. Becca, it's very reasonable. I'm gonna bully you.
Stop.
To make us kind of like. I can't even see myself at the moment, but I want to be able to see myself before I can turn and be like, there she is.
Oh, so cute.
Very pretty right now. Look at her little toesies.
Oh, I definitely want so they haven't updated resin for Volks, so I want the
pure skin.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because the problem with white skin is that white skin always becomes yellow skin. As Tempest over here.
Green, depending on the company.
So I think in this video they also demonstrate the updates to the FCS, showing there's
some of the new faces.
So they're
about 100 now, which is wild to me.
So they're showing the new faces. They also at one point here they start to show the new white eyelashes, which is very cute.
I love the white eyelash look.
I don't know if I like it with other color. It has to be like a specific look. I think myself like playing with it in my mind's eye, I would love to see it with the either the ebony or the sunlight skin, and I would like to see it with like white hair on that for like kind of like a pop.
Contrast.
Yeah, the dark against the light would be cool. The pale on pale is interesting, but you kind of get.
It can get a little lost. I am very drawn to the like. I don't know how quite how to explain it. The like albino vampire energy.
Yeah. Oh, this girl. She's
That's where I like to live.
the pale on pale. It's so pretty. I want the blonde hair on the white skin with the pink blushing, just to like. So pretty. I love it. I want it. Maybe Monday, but I'm like very full on dolls. I did get rid of one.
You did.
In
as part of the event that we were running at by Geekdom, we ran a raffle. That was a very successful raffle, I think. To the point where we were being slightly concerned about blocking things as a fire hazard. But we weren't. We were fine.
We did fine.
Becca pulled up a very rare, very special doll in a full outfit that she herself had made to someone who was over the moon about it. So.
And I've learned they started to 3D print dolls now.
They really?
They found files in that.
No problem. Did we enable?
We
I'm
started.
so glad we enabled.
We started a hobby, not a problem. It's never a problem unless you're, not a problem unless you can't afford it. Oh, here we go. Here they.
Keeping your budget.
Here we're showing the eyelashes, the white eyelashes now.
One of these days, I don't want to go into the size of the SD16, but I love the look of an SD16.
Well, you want Amy Ayase.
Becca, I had a bet with Shizusan. I was like, Amy Ayase's gonna come up somehow tomorrow. He's like, you probably are right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a meme at this point. It has to come up once per episode.
It's how it works. She's not even like... She's not necessarily like the first doll I would buy if I had to make a choice between certain things. But it's just the like white whale energy.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think, in my opinion, I think there's SD16 faces that are even more nice to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we're showing the pale on pale with the pale eyelashes.
Oh god, I want that though now.
I think
That would be an aesthetic I would fall for. I mean, I'm saying this, and the first thing I did with her is do what? I gave her a white wig.
Would you like white eyelashes on her?
I wouldn't mind it, but I like the way she is special the way she is. Don't want to. I haven't even thought about changing her eyes right now. Because she's just because of the way I acquired her and what's going on with her resin is so special. There's a certain amount of like I don't want to touch it because the way she is important to me. This is part of her charm. I wouldn't want to like. I don't want to touch anything.
Yeah.
I like her the way she is. I was talking about this, I think, with Becca? I don't remember who. I think it was with you. It's like, no, it was with one of the folks who were joining us at Geekdom. I don't name dolls. I've never named them.
Huh. Wait.
They have titles. They don't have names.
You didn't even name your moons? Well, they showed some of the...
Moons don't have they're the Moon Twins. They don't have, like, a name. They have the title. They have a label. They don't have a name. My Volks girl is the Volks girl. She doesn't have a name. Fibonacci is just the model.
I think our
Lena Inverse is Lena because she is Lena Inverse.
She is Lena,
That's
yeah.
what she's called. I don't like. I was reflecting to give some context. I don't quite remember who it was, but someone was trying to name a doll that they had just recently acquired, and they were like going to different people and be like, "What do you think the vibe is here?" And it made me reflect on I've never named any of them.
So I'm realizing I probably just should have not had the audio on because we kind of talked over it anyway. But yeah, they're talking about the dates and stuff like that. Like I said, I wish I could have the two audios separate here. But yeah, and then they show the Volks News 100, which we just went through. We already gone through that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we went up. We talked about TooManyGames, Shenanigans, Volks Japan's updates to FCS and Volks News 100. We've actually successfully completed our main tasks now.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Go us.
Go us.
Congratulations, us.
So they're just going through the book just as we did. But yeah, Megu is Megu. I haven't been able to rename her. The funniest one is I have a SD13 girl. I had a name for her. Okay, that is officially cycled, so we can now go to side by side. I had a name for her, and I tried to call her like the, what do you call it, Hime, like the princess from the
Orihime?
From the moon.
Orihime.
Yeah, Orihime.
Or Skihime. I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't sticking. And honestly, the funny, stupid, nihilistic name that kept coming to me for her is Dolly.
Well,
it is a legit name, like Dolly Parton, Dolly. So
yeah.
she keeps being named Dolly, and I'm like, that's so dumb. But it's also a name that's sticking.
So it's just destiny now. There is no escape.
Yeah. So Maya is Maya. I don't know how I ended up with that name. I think her name popped in my head. Sarah's name, who has now been rehomed, which I was kind of miffed with because I'm like, I was looking at her and I'm like, what do you think, Sarah? And I'm like, where did that name come from? So like it just popped in. Like suddenly it was almost like she told me her name, spooky, but like it happens, I guess, with dolls, so whatever.
Sometimes it just comes to your mind.
Tempest was based on a character. Genesis is Genesis. I got her as a spare head, and she's just a bust and a head, and the rest of this is the clear cortex body. So she's just borrowing time. Let's see. Oh yeah, I named the limited Pong Pong 2, who's based off the Cheshire Cat, Oliver, because Oliver and Company from Disney, and I felt like it was a nice little British name to give, which felt appropriate for a Lewis Carroll-esque character. Yeah. Naomi, I named Naomi because she's my Coca-Cola doll from Smart Doll, because Naomi is both a Jewish name and a Japanese name. So I'm like, she came from Japan, but she's my doll now, and I'm Jewish, so smoosh it together, and we found a name that fits both.
Works out very nicely.
What other names are interesting ones? I can't remember how Maya went into my brain. Felix is Felix.
Sometimes it just comes. Felix started out that way.
So he was a character that drove the doll, like Tempest was the character that drove the doll, Orion was the character that drove the doll.
That's, I think, part of what happens is I'm never going at it that direction.
Yeah.
I don't go, oh, I have a character that I want to embody. I'm more interested in the other direction of what has an artist put together and what vision did they have that was unique to them, and then like being invested in that. Yeah. And then I'm ultimately more of a full set person than a not full set person.
Yeah. Pong Pong is just Pong Pong. The tiniest one. He's too unique. I have never found a name for him. He hasn't told me a different name. It's like Pong Pong. It's cute. Pookie Pukisha, which is cat-based. It's actually named Snowball because I had a stuffed kitty that was very special to me growing up. And I named that cat, which was a white cat stuffed kitty, Snowball. So this cat, which I put a white mohair wig on, is also Snowball. I think that is most of the dolls. There's a Cubele, which is a floating head for the Dollfie Dream. 2B is 2B, 9S is 9S.
That's who they are.
That is who they be. To be.
I just refer to them as model.
Yeah.
How I approach it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not invested in... I've never been as deep in the side of like, I'm customizing this thing to my vision. I'm more interested in other people's vision, I guess is the way I answer.
So, I think we've covered... Oh, wait, there was one more thing I wanted to show. So, last episode, I might have done a goofy goof. Let's see. We go to web browser, and then we go... Oh? I'm going to remove the local... No, I'm going to remove the Chrome window and show the picture viewer. Perfect. So, I had the most productive day in my life yesterday.
Yes, you did.
From cleaning things, cleaning the cat fountain, but I also did several gluing items. So here we can see Pizza Sauce being his wonderful, helpful self. As once it loads up. Okay, now you can see it. Climbing in and through my doll display. Fabulous child. Wonderful child. Just the best helper. So here we can see Maya missing her eyelash, which I then had to resolve with the glue. So white glue is what you want to use for this. It's also what I used to fix the guitar. Here you can see it perhaps in better detail than what we saw on the just normal camera. So then you put a very thin layer of glue just on the edge of the eyelash, and here you can see my Lisa Frank-esque color street nails a little better. And then you apply that here to the eye. Now it dries pretty clear, so even though you see a lot of white there, it's going to dry clear. It is water soluble, so if you ever make a mistake or anything, you can actually just soak the white glue in water and it'll eventually let up for you. So yeah, she is back together again. It's been 24 hours. I'd recommend leaving it for 24 hours just in case humidity or other things are a factor. And she's all back together now. So that is the process of gluing an eyelash back on, which was also a doll thing that I did this week. So just everybody can see that process.
Even though it looks like there's a lot of glue on there, because of the way it dries transparent, you do not notice it once the eyes are in.
And you need you almost want the eyelash to have a layer of glue underneath, then the eyelash, and then a layer of glue on top. So when the glue solidifies, it solidifies in a little glue sandwich so that the eyelash doesn't just peel off with the glue underneath. So you need a little on top so that it settles in. So I went a little heavier this time because I have a problem with her eyelash falling off like once a year. So hopefully this will do it.
The seasons change.
Yeah.
And with the falling of the leaves, is the falling of the eyelash.
I mean, in addition, Tempest is unfortunately going to require a repaint soon because the enamel wetness look I did underneath her eye is now tacky.
Oh no!
So...
Oh no! Yeah, no, before anything worse happens, you gotta take that off.
So I think... And it's funny because it's just the one side, so I don't know if I didn't stir that side enough when I was using it or what, but... So she's gonna...
Shellac stuff can get weird, is all.
So let me know in the comments if you would like a stream where I repaint Tempest. I can figure out how to make a...
Ooh, that would be a cool stream to do.
Yeah, so if you guys would like to watch me working on her and talking through the process, just all completely real time, let us know. So I think we might be ready.
In the comments, you can send us a message at ningyobingo@gmail.com.
Yes.
You can always find us on Facebook under NingyoBINGO as well. We are using the same nomenclature in every place. Yes. I think those are the two main places to contact us directly, other than leave your comment here.
And yeah, just this cat is helping. He's helping so much. Oh yes, good boy. Look
He's
it right at the
it's
camera.
Time.
Right at the camera. So, as you devise ways to protect your dollies from your clats, please remember to keep on collecting dolls.
But keep a budget.